Now on CoastTV News.
Tough questions. President Biden faced journalists in a solo press conference as he looks to ease lingering concern from the debate. Dredging the coast, a West Ocean City project moving forward as other areas look for bidders for future projects. And a place to put your pizza box, Rehoboth Beach has a new bin to handle your bulky trash. Meanwhile, last swing as Senator Carper's final term continues to wind down, so does his well-named softball team.
And showers are starting to show up on our radar at this present time for maybe possibly a storm or two. We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Answering questions, but did he answer the question? President Biden hosting a solo press conference tonight. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to your news at 11. We begin this evening with President Biden and a highly anticipated press conference. The president facing another major test today at the close of the NATO summit. Biden has been under growing pressure to step aside in the presidential race, but he's pushing back, saying he's convinced he's the best candidate to beat former President Donald Trump. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Hey, buddy.
With the eyes of world leaders and the weight of his political future upon him, President Biden closing out the NATO summit with a rare solo press conference.
I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again.
The president touting support for Ukraine and strengthened alliances with world leaders.
The would-be aggressor knows if they attack one of us, they'll be attacked by all of us.
Though it's impossible to ignore the challenge he faces from domestic allies. The Capitol Hill Democrats calling for him to drop out of the race.
The best way to assure them is the way I assure myself, and that is, am I getting the job done? If I slow down, I can't get the job done. That's a sign that I shouldn't be doing it. But there's no indication of that yet. None.
Senior Biden campaign advisors meeting today with Senate Democrats to address their concerns.
Some of my concerns are allayed. Some others have been deepened.
While party leadership is standing by President Biden, the top House Democrat said members are having what he called candid, clear-eyed, and comprehensive family discussions. Those supporting the president increasingly anxious about the turmoil.
I can't walk out my front door without people talking to me about how worried they are about Donald Trump.
President Biden looking to turn the page while sending a message to NATO allies, members of his own party, and the American people. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
NBC News has learned from a source familiar with the discussions that the Biden campaign is quietly polling how Vice President Kamala Harris would fare against former President Trump if she were at the top of the ticket. A Democratic operative says that could help show President Biden whether she stands a better or worse chance than he does of winning in November. Taking a live look outside into the Salisbury area, and it looks like we got some moisture going on out there. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams has details.
We talked about this rain running to our rescue, and I can hear the cavalry galloping right now. Clip, clip, clop, clip, clip, clop, clip, clip, clop, so to speak. That's supposed to be riding on horses, by the way. But we do have a flood watch that's connected to the rain that we're expecting to pull through. But the rain hasn't hit the area, ironically enough, where we have the flood watch. And I kind of thought it wouldn't. But we do have some light scattered showers right now. It's making the streets just a little bit on the wet side, as Charlie mentioned before. Now, not only that, but we also have some gusty winds along the coast. So we have a frontal boundary that's pushed through. And now we're starting to get a little rain in here. I'm expecting some thunderstorms to hit us for Friday throughout the entire day. A lot of my friends who play golf, who want to do outside activities, I'm just going to tell you right now, plan around several rounds of rain. We'll talk more about that in detail in a moment. To then, back to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. New tonight, Worcester County has approved a dredging project in West Ocean City. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what kind of impact gutting that dirt and muck out of the waterway will have.
Sonny Gwynn uses this harbor in West Ocean City almost every day, and he says it needs to be cleaned out.
There are some low spots in here, and it would help out, especially in the wintertime when the big boats come in with fish.
The good news is, that wish may soon become a reality. The Worcester County Procurement Officer was given the green light from the Worcester County Commissioners to solicit bids for a dredging project in West Ocean City. The plan would be to begin dredging at Pier 23 and continue all the way down to Atlantic Tackle. But while this project is underway, it could slow down business for some along the water. Kerry Harrington has been working around this harbor for over 20 years, and he's seen it all before.
What they do is we can offset as they start at one end of the channel or at one end of the harbor. We can jump around and get out of their way. So that's always been the case in the past.
Gwynn is all for the dredging plan and hopes this project will allow more boats to flow in and out of the harbor.
There was an incident maybe a month or so ago where a big boat went out and ran aground and was stuck out there for, it was hours before the tide got up where he could get off.
A $275,000 grant from the Tri-County Council is expected to fund the project. I'm Kevin Zepay in West Ocean City, Coast TV News.
And it seems like every other week we cover some new dredging story along the coast. Lewis keeping that trend alive as they consider a new project. Right now, the city of Lewis looking for bidders for the maintenance dredging of the boat slips at Canal Front Park, marina, and private marinas around the area, the ones that you can see here on your screen. The bids will be accepted until 4 p.m. on July 19th at City Hall. For more information on how to submit one of those bids, you can go to coasttv.com. In education news, Seaford School District wants to hear from its families about how Title I funds should be used. Now, if you don't know, Title I is a federal grant provided to schools and districts based on need that's identified by the census data. It's the largest assistance program for U.S. schools. All of Seaford schools, they receive this funding. So how does the district spend that money? Well, it goes to increasing staffing at all schools, obtaining instructional materials, and professional development for staff. There's a survey open now by the district to share your thoughts and feedback on ways to spend the funding. You can't have a trip to the beach without a slice of pizza, at least not a fulfilling one. In Rehoboth Beach, the city is trying out something new. They have installed pizza disposal bins for the boxes. It's right on the boardwalk, and since pizza boxes can be pretty bulky and take up space in trash cans, this is their idea. We spoke with visitors of the boardwalk who say it's a creative way to keep the beach clean.
Yes, I just walked by, and I think this is really cool. This is such a great way to continue to keep the boardwalk in Rehoboth Beach super clean. I just think it's such a great idea.
The city says those bins can be found at the boardwalk at Baltimore and Rehoboth Avenue. In traffic news, there's going to be some nighttime closures here in Milton. It all starts next week, Monday to Friday from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Crews will be working on the bridge project at Route 1 and West Route 16. You can see it on your screen. Be aware of that. Watch out, Delmarva. Wicomico and Worcester County, they're getting besieged with a team full of cheering, chanting, hard-hitting softball enthusiasts. The United States Specialty Sports Association's Eastern Nationals return July 16th through the 3rd of August. Roughly 350 girls softball teams from 16 states will be in Wicomico and Worcester counties and the town of Ocean City. Opening ceremonies will take place July 16th at Salisbury University, as well as July 23rd in Ocean City. Meanwhile, the Carper DM softball team, they slugged it out last night for the last time. Delaware Senator Tom Carper shared a picture on Twitter of the team playing against Senator Chris Coons' team, the Small Wonders. Senator Carper shared that this is the team's final season, but he's made memories to last a lifetime. In financial news, Wall Street is growing increasingly confident that cooling inflation will allow the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates in the coming months. According to CME Group's Fed Watch tool, investors are now pricing an 89% chance of at least one rate cut by September 18th's Fed meeting. That's up from 73% on Wednesday and up 50% from just a week ago. The odds of a September rate cut jumped after Thursday's better-than-expected June inflation report. That report showed that prices are actually falling on a monthly basis for the first time since early in the pandemic. That September meeting is the last one before the presidential election. We have more news to get into this evening. A little later in the newscast, it's something garnering more attention. Project 2025. We look into what's in it and who's pushing it. But first, curing a deadly disease in cats, the treatment that recently began saving one of their 9 lives.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. We're looking for scattered showers on Friday in Cambridge with a chance of thunderstorms on Saturday. Then Sunday, it looks like we'll clear out. Looking at the same pattern for us in Crisfield. We'll talk more about this rain and how much we'll actually get in about 60 seconds.
I think it's finally time. Time for what? Lord Kuiper MVP domination. They definitely need Kuiper in Australia.
Whoa. I love the enthusiasm, but let's start a little closer at home. I think I have some friends in Salisbury that can help us out.
This will do for now.
Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville, and now Salisbury under one roof with that cabinet store and Imperial Granite. The Salisbury Design Center, the perfect team for your design dreams.
Researching a new HVAC system or water heater can be like buying a car. Let Chesapeake Home Services take the guesswork out of your homework. Test drive a new system, and if you're not completely satisfied for any reason and we can't fix it, we'll buy it back. Plus, we'll include our bumper-to-bumper warranty, 10-year parts, 10-year labor, and a 10-year maintenance plan. To learn more, call us or visit us at ChesapeakeHomeservices.com.
For service sure to make you smile, they always go the extra mile.
Well, we have the rain that's now beginning to make its move, and that rain's going to be a helpful part of the equation so we can deal with Friday and Saturday a little bit better. Then next week, we're back to being crazy hot and humid. But right now in Irish Eyes, we're at 75 comfortable degrees, winds out of the south. We'll drop down to 74 by 3 o'clock, watching out for a chance of isolated thunderstorms and a few scattered showers as well. Generally speaking, hey, we're just feeling better all the way around. Temps in the 70s, 74, for example, in Rehoboth Beach, 75 in Milton, Lewis, Redden, as well as Georgetown, and 73 right now in Delmar. Now, what does it feel like? The same thing. Yeah, that's just how comfortable we are. Now, there is a bit of a trade-off. We do have a flood watch that's now active for Kent, which includes places like, Milford that view us right now. And then we also have it in effect for Dorchester, for places like Madison, Cambridge, Bucktown, Andrews. Because the rain that we're expecting pretty much on Friday could possibly cause some isolated pockets of thunderstorms. And also, we want to go ahead and pass along to you that we have a small craft advisory in effect for those folks that are in Ocean City and all the way down towards Chincoteague, bracing for about 25-mile-per-hour winds. A stationary boundary was over our area, and it's quasi-stationary at this particular point, so it's kind of waffling and waving for the most part. But in and around this frontal boundary, we have the potential of scattered showers. We start off with our overnight view. We can see 7 o'clock in the morning, look for rain for the central and western portions of the county. And then we see hit and miss spot showers just racing through the county throughout the afternoon, going into the evening hours of Friday, and even into Saturday morning, mid-morning, and by lunchtime. Now, the amount of rain, about 3/4 of an inch of rain for Friday evening, and then we'll go from 3/4 of an inch to maybe a full inch, so maybe a quarter more Friday going into Saturday. But it's still not a whole lot of rain when you count all of that time frame. The winds are coming out of the south with our future wind gusts, so we're looking at about 31-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So typically, we really don't call for a first alert day unless it's 40-mile-per-hour winds and 1 inch of rain. But we're looking at 1 inch of rain over a 2-day period and 31-mile-per-hour winds. So we're just going to call it plain old rain, okay? But it's still going to cause some outdoor plan adjustments. So, for example, in Chincoteague and Assateague, we're looking for scattered showers on Friday and Saturday, but the rain will clear out on Sunday there. I want to go along another portion of the coast, and you'll see Saturday scattered showers along with Friday in Ocean City with temperatures in the upper 70s. Fenwick Island going to stay a little waterlogged Friday and Saturday as well, but it will dry out with a warm 90 degrees on Sunday. And then finally in Lewis and Rehoboth, temperatures in the 80s, lower 80s for Rehoboth, mid 80s for Lewis, but then both will clear by Sunday. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. Keep in mind, we're looking for it to warm up tremendously starting Sunday and then especially Monday going into Tuesday. And I still think that could possibly, Charlie, get up to 100 degrees.
Thank you, Paul. All the cat dads and moms out there, pay attention. Imagine adopting and falling in love with a small, adorable kitten only to find out it has a rare, deadly disease and there's no cure. That was the heartbreaking reality for some pet owners up until recently. CoastTV News anchor Mallory Metzner explains what FIP is and how veterinarians can now treat it.
20-pound fluffy Alvin loves chasing his toys, but he didn't always have this much energy. Alvin is a survivor of feline infectious peritonitis, or FIP.
It was devastating.
Alvin's mom took on an emotional and $10,000 financial burden for her handsome orange companion. Her research and conversations in an online forum yielded an 84-day treatment plan starting with injections that she was told was 70 to 80% effective.
Every time he gained weight, he needed more medicine, so it went up a couple hundred each pound he went up.
A cure that costs a couple $1,000s is now available.
This is a compounded medication. It's not one that's gone through FDA trials.
Veterinarians I spoke with confirmed that before now, they didn't have any treatment options to legally prescribe, and the drug was difficult to find or extremely expensive on the black market. Dr. Mary Ann Bailey says Stokes Pharmacy has come up with an active metabolite of the drug that's given as a pill. And Dr. Wood with the Brandywine Valley SPCA says she thinks a lot of vets are familiar with it and will jump on the opportunity to use the antiviral medication. FIP is not contagious. It is a mutation of the coronavirus and is more common in young cats and kittens. Symptoms can be neurological or cause anorexia and lethargy.
Even though the Brandywine Valley SPCA hasn't seen a lot of cases of FIP recently, the cure does give them hope for the future of these little ones and finding them forever homes.
FDA approval, it would be wonderful, but it's probably going to take years. And meantime, we can treat a lot of cats that otherwise we would have to euthanize.
Do you plan to use this drug to treat FIP?
Yes, if we get another case, certainly I want to try it out. The cure rate is 95% at this point.
FIP is no longer a death sentence for today's cat population, and it was never one for Alvin.
Not curing Alvin was not an option for you, right?
No, it was definitely not an option. I was willing to do anything for him and even put myself in debt for him. He is playful, he's fat and healthy. At the time when he first had FIP, he was only 4 pounds.
A game-changing treatment, giving cats the 9 lives they deserve. I'm Mallory Metzner for CoastTV News.
Dr. Woods says there are a lot of medications that are available for veterinarians to use that have not been approved by the FDA. Dr. Bailey says cats are good at hiding those diseases, so get them seen as soon as possible if they stop eating and stop hiding. Alvin's mom says there are programs that can help cover some of that cost for the medicine. Still to come, it's a popular Den Rec program, how you can learn more about life in the Bay. And also, it's started to get more and more press lately, but what is Project 2025? We take a deeper look after the break.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Windsor Teak Furniture, Fenwick Island offers the world's best deep-seating furniture. Sectionals. Buy any piece you want and design your own set, combining premium teak and 5-inch thick sunbrella cushions, with over 70 colors to choose from. Pull-out sofa beds, a Windsor exclusive. Luxurious sun loungers, the ultimate in relaxation. Storage boxes for cushions, swivel chairs, and more. Drop by our showroom and smell the teak, or visit our website. And remember, teak lasts a lifetime.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in flooring, to ensure you get the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
They worked with me, gave me different options, kept within that budget, completed it on time. Delmarva Design Center was awesome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiber, wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce. But don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group. This is Coast TV News at 11.
On the coast, a popular educational program from DenRec is back. DenRec invites families of all ages to participate in Life in the Bay, the educational program where you can learn about fish and other aquatic creatures that live in the Delaware Bay. There will be 2 program dates, July 31st and August 7th. It's all at Woodland Beach. It's something you might have heard of, and it's certainly been getting more attention over the past few weeks. It's called Project 2025, a controversial document written by conservatives as a blueprint for how Donald Trump would carry out extreme policies if he wins a second term. But exactly what's in it? Tom Foreman takes a closer look.
As much as the attack on the Capitol, as much as a Donald Trump rally, Project 2025 has become a call to arms for Republicans.
We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
And for Democrats.
I see this as basically a continuation of the work of January 6th. They're basically picking up where the insurrectionists left off.
Project 2025 is the Heritage Foundation's plan for implementing strictly conservative policies as soon as the next GOP president is elected. In more than 900 pages, hundreds of conservative contributors propose putting the Justice Department entirely under the president's control, which critics fear could unleash Donald Trump's open desire to take revenge on political foes.
Look, when this election is over, based on what they've done, I would have every right to go after them. And it's easy because it's Joe Biden.
The plan calls for even further restrictions on abortion rights, wanting every elected Republican in state or federal government to, quote, push as hard as possible to protect the unborn in every jurisdiction, a notion President Joe Biden is tagging hard onto his challenger.
This Project 2025 plan will restrict access to birth control. Restricting access to birth control? I'm fighting to protect reproductive freedom.
But there is much more. Project 2025 would expand the military in the name of defense and dismantle the Department of Homeland Security in the name of savings. It calls federal civilian employees largely underworked, overcompensated, and unaccountable, and wants thousands of those nonpartisan government jobs given to Republican loyalists.
This document is creepy. It's a takeover of the American form of government, and it's a collection of extreme MAGA ideas that's going to ruin our way of life.
The plan pushes tax breaks for churches and church schools, goes after health agencies which backed, quote, un-American mask and vaccine mandates, and says pornography should be outlawed. And while it does not define porn, it says even librarians caught with it should be registered as sex offenders.
We are an historic movement of the conservative coalition coming together to make sure that the next conservative president is ready to hit the ground running day one.
No doubt. For now, Donald Trump is keeping Project 2025 at arm's length, calling parts ridiculous and abysmal. But he hasn't said which parts.
And despite the former president's claim that he doesn't know much about Project 2025, dozens of Trump insiders are key contributors to the policy plan. Coming up in sports, a Summer League baseball matchup comes down to the wire between Arcadia and Pocomoke. And also, Team USA has a hype man. How Flava Flav is making waves with the water polo teams that are about to battle the world in Paris.
And if you're about to go golfing, yeah, boy, we're talking about conditions not being all that great because, listen, we're watching out for morning rain and afternoon thunderstorms. So don't believe the hype. It's not going to be a good golf day.
On Coast Life, get active with our Fitness Friday tips for a healthier you. Plus, before you DIY that restoration project, learn why it might be safer and cheaper to leave it to the pros. Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Where your business chooses to bank matters. Founded locally, County Bank is invested in serving you, your business, and our community. We offer customized loans to fit any business with competitive rates and flexible terms. Ask us about County Bank Express loans. Choose County Bank. We have roots here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLSR ID 410450.
They're here, and they're out for blood. Mosquitoes come from far and wide to turn you and your family into unwilling blood donors. Regular treatment by Brazier's Pest Control can establish a perimeter of defense that can help keep your family from becoming a mosquitoes buffet. We have plans that can cover any size yard and keep your family mosquito and tick free all season long. Call us today and declare your backyard a no-fly zone.
Teens have drama.
One more minute!
Braces add more drama.
Oh, how does anyone do this?
Invisalign is better oral hygiene and no drama.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for happy, healthy dogs.
Oh, I'm a stick made out of stick.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for balanced energy, active mind, and immune support. Helping dogs dog healthy.
Chesapeake Healthcare welcomes new adult medicine doctors to their team. Dr. Mitchell Gittleman and his associates are accepting new patients at their office at Winter Place Parkway in Salisbury. Chesapeake Healthcare also expanded their adult medicine team to accept new patients in Pocomoke and their office in Berlin. Together, Chesapeake Healthcare offers an expansive team of adult medicine doctors and practitioners across the Lower Shore in Salisbury, Princess Anne, Berlin, and Pocomoke. Call the office near you today to schedule your appointment.
I can't wait to get to work.
Oh, let's get you ready for fall.
You weren't kidding. This is great for the biceps.
Ryan Seacrest joins Vanna White this fall.
Wheel of Fortune on CoastTV.
In Olympic news, how about this? Hall of Fame rapper Flava Flav recently played his first game of water polo with the U.S. Women's Olympic team. It comes after he signed an unprecedented 5-year sponsorship deal as the official hype man for USA Water Polo women's and men's national teams. As part of the sponsorship, Flava Flav will make a financial contribution to the 2024 USA Women's Water Polo Olympic team, demonstrating his commitment to supporting the team as they strive for Olympic gold in Paris. This landmark agreement marks a unique fusion of music, entertainment, and sports, and Flava Flav says he wants to give the team confidence to achieve its goal of winning gold at the Olympics.
Girls playing this water polo, they out there busting their ass, making the United States look good. So that's what I'm trying to do with these girls, to give them a more powerful feeling, a more confident feeling, to go out and get that 4th gold medal.
It's great to be able to have someone like that around that just immediately brings that enthusiasm that's infectious.
Flava Flav will be in Paris, and we're told he's going to be linking up with NBC special guest commentator and fellow rapper Snoop Dogg. Remember, the games begin on July 26th. You can watch them right here on CoastTV.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening. It's the final week of the regular season for high school basketball in the Maryland Supreme Summer League. Let's send it out to Luke Mealy and Brian Dyke for a breakdown of the action from Worcester County Rec Center.
We had a phenomenal game between Arcadia and Aarons from Pocomoke. Let's get right into the action. Into the second half now, this one getting a bit closer. Aarons trying to fight back, but Jameer Roberts denied by Jasley. A great transition defensive play, but then Michael Ames says, I'll take a 3 instead.
Yeah, Jasley on that play. How good is he? He's able to get a block shot and a soccer goal all in one play.
LT Cropper right back at you. Under 6 minutes to play. Puts Arcadia back up 6. And then some more loose balls. Turn on the carnival music. Everybody going down. And it results in a Jaden Mason layup to make it a 3-point game.
Right back in the game. They were only down 3 at that point.
Then Zymir Walker makes it a 1-point game. Timeout with under 4 to play. But LT Cropper again back to the basket. Re-extends the lead to 3. But here's Roberts and Ames. Once again, Ames makes it a 1-point game with 1:20 to go.
Boy, Ames was just knocking it down from 3-point town.
He had 16 points in this game, and we talked about it on the broadcast. The free throw shooting for Arcadia, phenomenal in this game. Putting this one away at the line, LT Cropper, a big part of that. And then Raheem Pettit was right there as well. And it was enough to lead Arcadia to a 47-42 victory thanks to that great free throw shooting.
That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
If you're a pickleball fanatic, here's an event for you. Next weekend, Ocean City will hold a summer pickleball tournament with recreation and parks at the Racket Center. Registration is $20 and kicks off at 8 a.m. Rough week. Cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. Sign up for the free newsletter at coasttv.com/sign up and get your weekly dose of joy delivered right to your inbox. We'll have that on Friday. And still to come, strange new worlds, what NASA found on a new planet that might make you go, huh?
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Transform your outdoor spaces with Expert Wire. Safe, professional installed outlets for your porch, patio, or pool area mean no more extension cords. We make it seamless and convenient. Call or visit expertwire247.com. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
So a few of my friends and I, we decided we're gonna go on this journey for getting braces. I did have an overbite at the time, so I just came in for a consultation and I absolutely enjoyed my first meeting. She showed me the teeth and how my teeth would look with the metal braces. They explained to me that would be the better option and they said, trust the process. And that's what I loved about Dr. Shulman. They made me feel confident, to get me this beautiful smile.
Come out on Saturday, July 20th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Shops at Salisbury for the Wheels That Heal Cruise In for a Cause, benefiting Salisbury Police Department's National Night Out. All vehicles and motorcycles are welcome. Enjoy great music, delicious food, and exciting activities like a 50-50 raffle and a silent auction. Backpack donations and other back-to-school items are appreciated to support this wonderful cause. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers.
Transform your outdoor spaces with Expert Wire. Safe, professional installed outlets for your porch, patio, or pool area mean no more extension cords. We make it seamless and convenient. Call or visit expertwire247.com. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
Finally tonight, scientists have discovered another fascinating feature about a giant planet located 64 light years away from Earth. Scientists already knew about the planet's sizzling temperatures, screaming winds, and sideways rains made of glass-like particles. But now they've discovered that it also smells like rotten eggs. That's because of sulfuric gas found in the planet's atmosphere. It's called hydrogen sulfide, and scientists say it has never before been found outside of our solar system.
You said 64 light years, like that was right around the corner. Okay, anyway. Spicer Brothers in Salisbury. Listen, we're going to drop to the 70s with some scattered showers likely in our area. We have a flood watch in effect for Dorchester. But not only that, we're concerned about gusty winds from Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. So we have a small craft advisory in effect. Keep in mind that our UV index is going to be on the low side for the first couple of days. Then we escalate right back to a 10 for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Our umbrella giveaway winner is Bruce Marks of Lewis. And if you want to be sure to catch up with what's happening to the forecast, call our weather line, sponsored by Baird, Mandela's, Brutstedt, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Paul, thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.